Well, hello, sunshines. I hope everyone is doing well per usual. We've had some nice days. We've had like one day where the temperature dropped to like 29, but we are back up, and our 10-day forecast really looks good even in the nighttime. And so I'm going to get the seedlings out into the shed. First, I have to prep the shed and do some prep work so we can bring the seedlings out here, sit them on some tables. So I'm going to set up some tables, and then we're going to go inside the shed and we're going to prep the shed to get the seedlings out here. They have taken over my house, and it's time to get them out here. And also, when I use the fish fertilizer, my entire family hates it. And if you've used the fish emulsion, you understand why. And so I should have just waited until I got them in the shed to do fertilization, but it's okay. We're going to get them out, air out the house, and I'll be in my happy place. Okay, so let's get these tables set up to receive the seedlings. This doesn't go in here. So the shed is still looking good in here, but I gotta get all this stuff. Let me bring you all closer. So it's still looking good in here. What I need to do is just clear this space, take this table out. These are my terracotta pots. I think my terracotta pots are safe to go back outside. Yeah, for now. At least let me get them outside until to clear the space. This bin is just a bin of like paper bags and stuff that I'll eventually use. Just put those there. I also need to get the table out for now as well. I might need the table to put some seedlings in the window. I don't know. I'm gonna move it for now. We'll be able to use that to sit some seedlings on. I always forget what I have. I just went to the store to purchase some more of these cups, but this will come in handy. I can still use those. This is for one of our roses, so these are for equipment that we're not using right now. Some chargers. Just stick them up here. Always got to know where those chargers are. The chair is fine. I save all of my paper bags. I'm going to need these in the garden. A bag of seeds, grass seeds. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is inside this shed, it's not insulated, as you all can see. And although we have some warm days right now, I just want to make sure that the seedlings are going to be okay. I have a heater. Actually, someone took my heater. I got to get my heater back. Get my heater in here. I did not know someone moved the heater, but I'll get my heater back in here. So I have the heater for them. And I was contemplating whether or not I was going to staple some cardboard to the back of the wall, but I don't think that's necessary. I'm not ready to commit to sheetrock in this shed, honestly, and so that's why. I think it's going to be okay because I have in these totes right here, I have some frost cloths and shade cloths. And if the temperatures drop significantly that I feel like the little space heater can't keep up, what I'll do is I'll come and I'll drape the shelves at night with that shade cloth. So I'm not going to give myself any extra work. We have some extra what is that? Cardboard boxes that we purchased for something around Christmas time. And so I was going to staple those all to the back of the wall, but I think it's going to be okay if I get out here and drape those shelves because it's not cold in here right now. And the heater, I've used it for 2 years. It tends to keep up. So I think we'll be fine. So I'm going to skip that part. I'm not going to give myself extra work. I'm about to go get these seedlings moved in here. It's an exciting time. Spring is near. Okay, one last look. We're headed out of here. Let's go. So we're loading Bluey up. This is our little seedlings. Be good to my seedlings, Bluey. So we're getting them all lined up, and we're doing this on a really nice day. So the seedlings shouldn't have any problem. It's probably actually good for some of these, especially the foxglove. They're so big for them to be outside in some fresh air and in regular lights. But it's not time to harden them off, any of these. So yeah, we'll get them inside. More trays coming. Oh, while they're getting the rest of the plants, we're gonna need another table. So I'm gonna set another one up. We got a couple of the stands, so we can start loading the stands in. Trying to remember how everything was plugged up. I think I need that there. I'll get it figured out. One last shelf. Got them all hooked up. Whew. I'm actually going to be hooking up one more light as well. So now that we got the light set up, we're going to start getting the trays inside. I already put some in there, but this is what we're looking like, guys. This is what we're looking like. I'm so excited. So we got a couple inside. I'm actually putting a light on this last shelf. I know that light is extremely big for it, but I know I can use this shelf. So I'm going to put a light there. And then I'm going to try to position one of the shelves in front of the windows as well, because I can utilize the sunlight that comes through the windows. So my daughter's just putting them in here anywhere, and then I'm going to organize them. So that's what we got going on. Almost there. So I'm finally done. It was a lot of moving and everything, so I didn't record the entire time, but I did get some help. And so we got all the plants in, and I got my terracotta pots in. So what I was able to do is I set up this other tray. If I don't have another light, I did have 4 of these lights, but unfortunately one of them broke. So I wish I still had it, because I can put another light down there and only if I need to. And if I need to, I do have the red lights over here that go to my, when I have my meat birds, I typically turn these on to keep them warm. You can also use that as a grow light too. It is red. You could change the light. I don't think I'm going to need to. I hope I don't, but we'll see. Long story short, if I take a step back, this is what we're looking like in here. And so, like I said, I added this, and so it gave me more space. Although I was like, something happened because I still had to put things in the window, but that's neither here or there. And so I still got the foxglove near the window. The other thing is, I noticed that some of these plants were not taking in moisture, like they were not taking in the water. And I'm glad that I kept checking my seedlings. I told you all, keep checking your seedlings. These cups I did not put holes in them. I did not cut the hole in them. And so I'm glad that I was paying attention, or they just would have died. And so I went through and actually checked all the cups that looked dry at the surface and double checked. And there were a few more that I found out didn't have holes at the bottom. And so they would have just died. So I'm glad I checked. So I was able to get my terracotta pots back in. So they're there. I have a few that I just placed on the floor, and everything is looking good. Have everything organized. The thing about these lights, this kind of took up a shelf because the light pushes over, but I was able to, as you can see, finagle it, but that's something to think about. So my dahlias are down there. I picked up a couple of more bags of that Kellogg soil mix. I got some more, what are these, foxgloves in the window. And y'all remember my topiary tree? Like, I had it inside, and what kept happening, it would grow nice, pretty leaves, and they would die off. I think I confused it. And what I'm going to do, I gave it a drink of water, and I'm going to leave it out here with everything else. And then as things warm up, put it outside and see. It's not dead, but if it can't survive in here over the winter, it's not going to be a plant, because I don't want to take it inside the house. I also brought my table back in here because I do need a place to continue to up part and start seeds. And as a matter of fact, these snapdragons are next to be up potted. They need to be up potted there. So I'm gonna up pot those. So yeah, so the seedlings got moved out, and they're in their new home, and this is my heater. So we're going to set this heater. Let me see what it's on. It's on, I think I'm just gonna put it on 70. I can actually leave it probably on 60, but I'm gonna leave it on 70, and this will shut off if it gets to 70 degrees. And I'll also put it on, it will turn. So I will face it towards the seedlings and it will turn and it will heat up this room. And it's 50 degrees in this shed right now. So it lets me know the temperature. I also have a thermometer hanging up there too to keep track of the temperature. And so yeah, so I'm excited about what got accomplished today. But I definitely need to take care of those snapdragons. And there's one other thing I think I need to do. But we're looking good. We do have, it's a shed, guys. So these are all my boxes and paper bags and things like this. This second chair I technically don't need, but yeah, the tables are still up. And so we'll need the tables anyways when we're going to start hardening them off, which is not now. My children told me they brought me everything outside, but I am missing some onions. Either they dropped them and they don't want to tell me, but there is another container of onions, so I'm going to have to go see. But I have so much more planting to do, and so I'm going to have to figure out how to continue just to make space. So, yeah, I'm excited. After calling my daughter and like, oh my gosh, she's like, the onions are not in here, mommy. I found them. They're down here. And so I can move that container over there. I have no plans to up pot these onions. I up potted the other onions, the buncheon onions. These onions are due, we're already in March, and these onions are due to go out March 31st, I believe the calendar says. So I will not be up potting those onions. No way. I definitely don't have the space for that. I can't wait to start being able to put things on the outside. So I'm gonna go ahead and up pot these snapdragons while we are in here. And so the funny thing is, like, I went to the store today and I grabbed, oops, I gotta grab the door. It's so windy here. Okay, so I went to the store today and I went because I was running out of trays. So I went to the Dollar Tree and just got some aluminum trays in case I needed, in case I ran out of space, because I am running out of trays and I just didn't want to purchase anymore. We are a month away. April 28th is our last frost. So we're more than a month away, but I'm trying not to have to buy too many supplies. So anyways, and while I was there, I did grab more cups. And of course, while I'm cleaning out the shed, I find more cups and I find a ton of these trays that I saved, or these pots, these little pots that I saved. I also purchased more of these. As much as I told you all, I didn't care for them too much because they changed the water, but they were just the easy route. And so, and I bought a couple more cups. So anyways, I totally forgot that I had these. But the thing about these, I don't mind using them to up pot. And although I have them and I'm still going to use the cups right now to up pot these Snapdragon, it's because they take so much soil. I also, as you know, grabbed more soil. And so I have these 2 bags and I have a half a bag inside the house they forgot to bring when we was moving everything out. So I'll grab that later on, now that I remember that. But, you know, using this, these cups helps to save on the soil, because some of the things do last in the cups until it's time for me to move things outside. So I just thought, you know, I'm going to use the cups to up pot these Snapdragons. And so the Snapdragons, they really did grow lovely, but they need to be moved because they definitely keep drying out. That's another sign that you need to up pot, is when things are drying out. I took the time and I made sure these cups had holes in them. And so there's a few things that I think that I'm missing out here, because I had my children bringing most of the things down while I was trying to organize. So my little potting thing that I like to up pot is not here, but that's okay. So we'll get these planted up, and then I will fertilize them. And so I want to thank you so much for being here with me on this journey. Thank you for tuning in. Everything is just going so good. I hope everything's going good in your garden as well. I hope you're making space and growing your plants. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to leave me a comment. I promise I will talk back. If you've done all three of those things already, thank you. Until next time, blessings. Bye.